Hello and welcome to another episode of C Sharp Corner videos. This video focuses on how to get your articles published faster. So if you are an existing author, an MVP, or even a new author and plans to come um, join the website and publish your articles, how do you get your articles or blogs published faster, approved faster? My name is Mahesh Chand. I'm a founder of C Sharp Corner. If you are new to C Sharp Corner, C Sharp Corner is an online community for millions of software and data developers. Before you start writing an article or submit it to C Sharp Corner, there are a few things just keep in mind. And let's look at the list right here. First point is don't have a duplicate title. If there is an article or blog already published on the same topic and title which you are publishing, make sure you change the title and make sure the description is also different. Don't copy content from any other blogs or authors or websites. I know it's very easy to copy some images from Google, some images from other blogs, some content from, uh, somebody has published something. It's a no, this is a bad practice to copy any content from anywhere unless you want to share a quote or a small portion of some sample and you have permission from the original author of that content. Make sure you check your grammar and spellings. It's very easy to do these days. You can use Word spell checker. Grammarly is there. There's a bunch of tools out there. If you're writing your article in Word, which I do most of my work in Microsoft Word. Do not format your article in different colors, different fonts, different sizes. Keep it simple because when it goes online, it's going to change anyway. So those are don'ts. So let's look at the process now. In this process, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I publish my articles live, and then hopefully that will help you. So let's get started. So what I will do is I will open an existing article which I have already written previously, and as you can see, the title of this article is C# if else statement. Now one thing you may notice is that these are different headings, so you can keep whatever headings you want in your article when you're writing in a Word document, but eventually this will change. So what this article is a C# if else statement, and after the title you want to have some kind of description, like what does this article do, and if I am a reader, what would I learn in this article, right? So or blog. So it says basically simple description, 2 lines, nothing major. But one thing you want to think about here in description is that if you're talking about if else statement in C#, make sure that part somewhere is in the part of the description right here, if else statement in C#. So if somebody in Google types if else statement in C#, chances are they will get this article. Then you're going to have an introduction, which is basically talk about what you're doing in this article. Then obviously other headings, and when you go in the end, make sure you have a little brief summary. Summary basically includes pretty much what we learn or what somebody learned in this article or blog. And then if you have already used some of the references, which I think most of us we do, if your reference is somewhere else besides the official documentation, for example, sometimes you learn from a blog, sometimes you learn from somebody else wrote it, you may also want to mention that in the references section. So that's pretty much is the content. So let's look at how we can, we should publish this, and I'll just do what I do every day. Every time I publish my article, this is this is the format I follow. So I open C# Corner. Go to contribute an article. So there's two ways you can publish an article. You can just direct upload your Word doc here, encode with it, and done with it. What happens when you upload this Word doc and code, then we have few people work on that. They take the Word document, they format it, they copy it, then they reformat it in the online content publisher. The process is longer. If you want your article or blog to be published faster, I suggest you use online content publisher. That's what I do all the time, right? So now here you have online content publisher, and what I'm really going to do is let's look at, and I'm just going to do is copy this title. So this is my title, C# if else statement. In description, I'm going to copy my description from here. Okay, so as you can see, if you feel like, you can also change your description. Keywords are usually, obviously there's going to be C# if else, if statement, anything you feel like, just keep the keywords 4 or 5 max. 3 are really good. Now you need to pick a category here. Category is mine is C#, right? Then here comes the most important part right here, the content. And this is, as you can see, it's an HTML editor. So what you would do here is, I would go to this, I copy the whole thing and I'm going to post this in Notepad. Okay. What Notepad does is it removes all unwanted HTML. If you copy everything from Word to the HTML editor, the HTML editor will add a lot of extra unwanted HTML tags for the formatting region. So what I do is I copy from Word to Notepad, and then from Notepad I'm going to select all. From Notepad, then I will go to online publisher and copy from Notepad. So that's the process I follow, from Word document to Notepad, and then from Notepad to this online publisher. So now you will see there's no formatting here, it's just simple text. And then now when I switch to HTML view, there's one more thing I need to do here, is that there's an extra ID added to each div here, right here. So what I do is I copy the ID div, this is called pasting span one. I copy this, find. So as you can see, I can do find and replace. So what I'm doing is this unwanted ID for every div, which I have like hundreds of them here, I just find and replace with nothing, white space. So I'll say replace all. Okay, so here's a problem. There's a bug in this right now, which is probably going to be fixed. If you just do once, it doesn't replace all. So what I do is I do 3-4 times to make sure nothing is left. Okay, and then when okay is done, then you have to kind of cancel it. It's weird. So it says Word has, Word replaced 153 of those. So as you can see now, done. Now my div is it's pretty clean right here. And as you can see, HTML is clean. It's all div here. It looks cool, right? It's all clean. Now switch back to normal view. Now I have clean HTML here. Now I can format the way I like here. Okay, you can use so this part is top, so I don't need this, so I will remove this. Introduction, okay, that's a heading, so I make that bold. All right, so I do some spacing here. As you can see, obviously sometimes you may have to look back your Word document to see how your formatting is. So now one other thing I want to do is here, see how this is a code sample right here. So all code sample I will copy, and then I look at the code tag here. It's called syntax highlighter code. So I'll paste that, and depend on what code language you have, you can select from here. So in my case, this is C#. So you can see sometimes this may add extra space, so you also have to clean that up. And then this is how so I'll make if statement bold again, keep going. as you can see, all I'm doing is really formatting it the way I like. Same thing I did here. I formatted the code. I got this another heading. It's called if state, if else statement. So I bold that, space here, space here, space here. So this is a code. Code again. There's remove the spacing here. So thing is, once you start doing this for a few times, what will happen is you will get used to it and that'll be much faster. I know first time it's a little learning curve, but once you know it, this will be actually much faster. It's not going to take more than actually 10 or 15 minutes max for a good long article if you start doing it. So I continue to do it. We are almost there. This is probably one more code here. Looks clean, looks good. I'm liking it, what I see here. And this is my final complete code. Looks good. This is listing 1. The output of listing looks like the following: figure 1. That means I am missing a figure here, which I'll show you in a minute. So I am almost done. So that's last thing here. So one thing now I'm doing is, okay, references, summary, everything looks like good, code is good. Looks like remove this. So what I will do is, there's figure 1 missing. So if I go to my Word document, where is it? Right here. Let's go to Word document, and then I have an image here. So this is my image. I'll do is copy this image. This is image taken direct from, you know, how Visual Studio looks like. So what you would do is, you can use any tool to save your images. What I do, there's a little free utility. It's called RFM You can see right here, RFM It's a free download, small. It's pretty handy. So I can use this to resize, resample, save images. So I can do copy here, then I can save this image. You can also look at this and you can resize the images, resize, resample, change all that. So this looks good to me. So I'll do is, actually 624 is kind of too big, so I'll do is resize. Let's do it 400. It keeps the aspect ratio and everything for the image, so that's a good part. So I'll say save. I call it C# if else. So one thing you want to do is, when you have images in your article or your blog, you want to name them so that should match somehow to your keyword or your title. The reason is, if somebody is searching images in Google, they should find your image, which means that will be linked to your article. So I save that and then close it. Now I will go back to my editor, and that's where I will do is, okay, let's find my image. So the way you upload images, they are right here. It's called insert image. Next to code, there's a little bit icon here. It's called insert image. I click on insert image, and this will actually let you upload. So go back. So on this, what you will do is upload, and when you do upload, you can go to any folder you want where your image was. So by my default, my image goes to my documents. So you can see if else in C#, or I think it was C# if else. I think that was it. Let me see where I copied that. So anyway, point is that whichever, let's just pick in this case if else, which I'll fix this later, right? So if that's your image, you select your image and say okay, and then you also say insert here in the end. One other thing you can do is there's alternative text. You may want to also make that as a alternative is kind of, tool tip. When somebody hover over on that, you can say C# if else. So insert. So as you can see, even though this is wrong image, I will fix this later, but you can see the if else image is inserted here in references. So one more thing we are going to do in this article, as you can see, the headings in this article are bold, right? What I want to do is make all of these headings H2 tag. And why do you want to do H2 tag is because H2 tags are also searchable by Google, right? So I'll go to HTML view again, and what I will do is my headings are all strong, right? As you can see, it's strong. So I'll go and go find a strong and remove this strong with H2. Okay, so say replace. This is where you can keep going and check which, if you already have some strong in your article or blog, you may not want to some, but in my case I don't like bold in my articles. Okay, the only thing bold in my article is the heading, so that's very easy for me to change. So I just say replace. I just keep going that replace. Okay, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good, looks good. Okay, and now you have to say cancel because okay doesn't close. Now go back to your normal view and let's look at it how it looks. Okay, looks introduction is a H2 heading right there. If else is good, if else is good, if else looks good. And then boom, that's it. So looks like everything is good. All you got to do is finish now. Once you finish now, it will go live and it will go to the editor for review. If you do this automatically then can be passed direct to me or Tricks or somebody else who are just reviewing this for accuracy and technical accuracies, and then chances are this article will go live pretty much with the same day or early morning in the next day. And for my case, I'm going to do finish later, but in your case, you can just finish your article right there. So after you do that, you can also review one more time. Okay, let's see how it looks on live. Okay, this looks good, this looks good. You can just also go through and read one more time, and if you find something wrong with it or something needs to be fixed or corrected, you can pretty much go and fix it. For my case, I'm going to change this image in a little bit. That's it. If you follow this process, I think what will happen is your articles will get approved much faster.